I hope I'm wrong. All right. So, feature fight. Everyone's potential fight of the night. We've got Justin Gaethje versus Max Holloway. I mean, what else can we say about this one that hasn't already been uttered? Again, if you have that hard...
Besides our picks.
Yeah. I mean, if you have that hard-headed boxing fan that won't give MMA a chance because they tuned in one day and they happen to see two guys rolling around on the ground playing touch butt and confused MMA for like gay corn, this could be the one to re-educate that bitch with. Like, we know there's going to be no takedowns, no dry humping. This is as guaranteed as you're ever going to get to see a stand-up war. So, what do you reckon?
So, this is definitely, and I'm pretty sure I'm speaking for y'all too, this is the fight where my heart's going to be beating the fastest. I'm going to be the absolute most nervous either way because of how much I enjoy both of their resumes up to this point. Even though I have rooted against Justin and Gaethje multiple times, I still believe that he is a Hall of Famer. First of all. Secondly, I think the highlight is probably one of the best nicknames, the most apropos nicknames that you could possibly have in this. He is one of the elite of the elite when it comes to standing, trading, absorbing, and giving. And I think that Max Holloway is another Hall of Famer easily, and one of the he's got the most significant strikes landed in UFC. He has the most significant strikes absorbed in UFC history, never been dropped, never been finished. I mean, there's no way that you don't get a banger in this fight. So, undoubtedly, this is a very difficult fight to pick. So, I had to go with the one that I feel will make the biggest impact. And I'm going with Maxie, baby. Max Blessed Holloway gets it done. I think that he survives. I think he might get dropped in this one.
Yeah.
For the first time. But yeah. I think that he survives, man. I think he survives. And you know what this comes down to? And I've kind of been waiting to bring this up is, and this is not the first time I'm going to say this in relation to this card. It comes down to how he makes Justin pay when he throws leg kicks. He can't allow him to throw leg kicks and not pay for it. You have to give them something to think about when they throw a leg kick. So if he makes him pay when he throws leg kicks, that changes the fight completely for Justin. And I know that Justin is very well-rounded. He's very, the patient Justin that we see now is able to adapt to multiple situations. But I think that Max making him pay, using his range, using that pressure is going to help him in this fight. I think it's going to be a decision, and I think it's going to be a very, 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 very hard for a decision. But I think that Max is going to win.
I love this pick. I really do. CJ?
Yeah. This one's really hard for everything that you just said, but I think more importantly, it was the patient Justin that we see. You know, before, I think he was pretty similar to Yuri, where there was a sprinkle of spectrum in his fight and relied a lot on his power, but he's a lot more patient. He does, I didn't even know they were the same height, but Max somehow just got better with age, and I don't even see him getting dropped, to be honest. The only thing that makes me a little iffy is when Max came to fight Dustin. And it's not the same Max. His last couple of fights, it just is not the same person. Justin could catch him, maybe, but I'm going Holloway as well.
Yeah. I
mean,
mean,
Frankie's gonna rain on our parade. I could see it now.
The thing is, yeah, like when you look at both of them, yeah, they're both, and again, I really digged into this because they're both very, very comparable in the fight metrics. I mean, they've got a similar reach. I think Gaethje has a 1-inch reach advantage, which is basically nothing. They're the same height. They have a very similar strikes landed per minute. But like percentage-wise, Holloway has the higher striking percentage defense, and he has a much greater strike differential, and I mean by a country mile. Gaethje is one of the only fighters of his success level that actually has a negative strike differential. So he has been hit more than he's hit people in his course. And that's Gaethje's, which is very weird considering he's only lost, and the amount of fights he's won spectacularly is crazy. I think what a lot of people are pointing to as well when they're dunking on Holloway's chances is they're going to look at his last attempt at lightweight, where he came in at relatively short notice and lost pretty convincingly to your boy Dustin Poirier a few years back. It was a very convincing loss, that one. He basically lost 4 rounds to 1 pretty much. However, in this instance, he's known about this fight for much longer. He seems to be making the bulk and then cut to lightweight the right way. So I think we can ignore that in a way. I think it's something to consider. I think the issue for me, and the reason why I'm worried for Max, is I know that you say that Max has improved with age, and he has to an extent, definitely. He's definitely become a better fighter. I think Gaethje has improved so much more in the last few years. Like he doesn't swing as recklessly anymore. He's far more calculated. And I don't think Max has ever been hit by somebody as destructively powerful as Gaethje is. Like, I do think that Justin should be the favorite, but like, given that Max is likely to land more and he's never been knocked down, Gaethje's minus 200 for this, and that seems like a little bit too wide for me, which is why I'm, again, betting perspective, I don't think I'd fuck with that. I do think that Gaethje's probably going to win. And I'm basing, and the thing that really tipped it over the edge for me was watching Max in that third fight against Volkanovski. He got fucking dominated from start to finish. And he's gone on to fight. He has had a couple of good fights. He's fought people who are past their primes, and he's just better than. For me, that the way he got dominated in that Volk fight, the third one, was a big indication of how he's declined overall. I just think he looked like he lost something. But I will say, Max at plus 200, with all the time he's had to prepare for this, is very, very tempting. But I have a feeling Justin breaks him down, and he might even give Max his first TKO loss of his career, potentially later in the fight. I just think Gaethje hits different. And I don't know.
Yeah.
I worry for
I do think Gaethje hit. Go ahead.
No, sorry, you were saying. Do you think Gaethje hits harder than
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Than Volk, for sure.
I think, yeah, for sure.
That is a huge worry.
100%. Volk's a volume guy, and he's more of technical, and like it's more of that. Volk's not a KO guy.
Yeah.
When Justin cracks you, he just knocked out Dustin Poirier.
Mm-hmm.
Dustin Poirier doesn't get knocked out.
With a kick that he blocked.
With a kick that he blocked.
Yeah.
And the thing is, chins always eventually crack. And the thing is, yeah, that's the work, because it's UFC 300. It would be the most heartbreaking place for it to happen as well. Biggest card ever. Max finally gets his chin cracked. I don't know. That's my feeling. I don't know. Like I can see, again, it's such a close fight, and I can see it going your way. Max could pepper him up and just be too quick for him for 5 rounds. I think he gets cracked later.
No, you brought up the Volkanovski fight and how Volk, he outclassed Max in that third fight for sure.
Yeah.
And it was, a variety of attacks, and a lot of them being those leg kicks that I was talking about before. But I think the difference between Volk And Justin, not only is it the power, Justin does have a lot more power, but Volk is a lot faster.
Yeah.
And I think that the speed is what Max was, the speed and the timing
Really
is what
struggling with
Max
that.
was having. Yeah, he was having issues with. I don't think that speed, the speed is comparable from that Alex to this Justin. And so I think that will help Max, because I think that he'll be able to figure out Justin's timing a little bit better than he was with that particular version of Volkanovski. Because I think that version of Volkanovski might have been peak Volkanovski.
Elite. That was it.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
That was the absolute apex of Volk's.
Yeah.
He literally,
you know what?
Everything came together.
That could be the same thing. He struggled with Yair for the same reason. He was super quick. Like when I look back at that fight, I could see. I mean, Max was extremely hittable. It was bizarre.
Yair was very unorthodox as he is, and he's very fast.
Yep. Fast. Justin is not that. Justin is power. It doesn't mean that he's
speed. Yeah. I hope
he's quick. He's quick.
I want Max to win for all the reasons that you want Max to win.
Yeah.
I really like Justin Gaethje as a personality as well. Like, I like him as a fighter, but I think he's a bit of a douchebag, and I don't.
That's the first.
Yeah, no, I really do. Like, I think. Do you know what? Do you know what? I'll tell you why I think that. And it's gonna sound like a bizarre reason, but you know when he came out and he was bad mouthing McGregor, and don't get me wrong, McGregor deserves a lot of bad mouthing. When he called him a bad father, when he called him a shit father, that pissed me off. Because I'm like, there's a lot of things you can say about a person. You can say he's somebody who cheats, he's a drug addict. What you can say whatever you want. Calling out a man for being a bad father, to me, I thought that was a step too far. Obviously, as a father myself,
no.
But he's coming out and saying that, I thought was despicable, and it made me, because I always thought Justin Gaethje was a chill sort of. He came out with vitriol against that, attacking the guy's parenting. I thought was just I thought it was a blow that was too low. And I kind of went against him after that. I was like, no, I don't really like the way this guy. It felt vicious.
Yeah.
He said something like, "You're a shit husband, you're a shit human, and you're a shit father." And I just thought that was.
Jeez.
That's as bad as it gets. Like,
rough.
That is rough.
Oh.
Yeah. It was the bad father stuff that really I just thought, nah, that was a cunty thing to say.
That's worse than what I thought you were gonna say. I thought you were gonna talk about him going to the birthday party thing. Hamzat's, what's that guy? I always forget his name.
Oh, Kadyrov.
Yeah, I thought that's what you're gonna talk about, because obviously people pointed it out, and he's like, I was invited to the birthday party, and it was weird. I thought that's what you were gonna say. Yeah.
But the thing is, though, I'll be honest with you, I don't really know. I know that Kadyrov's. I mean, we can get to that another time, but like, I know his human rights stuff is. I don't really know too much about the situation. I mean, like, obviously, I know the guy's a bad dude, but like, it's not a good look. But yeah, it was more the fatherhood thing. Like I said, being a dad myself. I think it's just too far.
That is too far. It is too far.
I think Connor's a lot of things, but I don't think he's a bad parent. I don't think he's a bad dad.
I don't think that either. I think he.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It was vicious.
Yeah.
It was literally just like, fuck you, like, because their whole team was like, there was the whole thing with Khabib and whatnot. It's the whole deep thing.
Yeah.
And he punctuated it with bad father as well. It was bad human, bad husband, bad father.
Yeah.
Or shit. It was shit father. I think the exact words. Yeah, I didn't like that. So yeah, I kind of want to see him I'd love to see Max fuck him up, but I'm worried. I think that's more what it is as well. I'm just, but the advantages you talked about, I think make a lot of sense as well. I can see maybe the speed thing, and he does get fucking clocked. Like, Gaethje takes a lot of. He's a lot more patient now, but he still gets smacked. He still gets hit.
And you know what? Again, going back to the speed, Rafael Fiziev had some success in that fight with his speed. And I'm
I
not
thought Fiziev
saying
won
that
that
Max
fight.
is that fast. I'm not saying that Max is that fast, but he's
Yeah.
quick.
He's quick. He'll definitely have the speed advantage. And Max, I know people say Max takes a lot of strikes. He doesn't get hit. Disparity's Max is very defensively smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't get hit clean very often.
No, he gets hit, but he doesn't get clapped. And that's why he doesn't get dropped and knocked out. It's not because he's got some immortal chin.
No.
Maybe he does. But like he's defensively really smart as well.
He doesn't have a Cheeto chin. Like,
yeah,
nobody has
Cheeto
a
can just
Cheeto
take a
chin.
beat like that just that kick he took from O'Malley and just kept me. I was like, what the fuck is up with this dude?
I don't know.
I don't know. I've been through several Max Holloway rabbit holes, and I've said several times, how the fuck did he just eat that? From several different fighters, but
Yeah, he more takes a cumulative damage though, so it's interesting. But I love this fight. Like I said, I hope Max fucking lights him up. I'd be delighted, but that'd be great.